In January 2015, marine archaeologists investigating a 2,500-year-old wreck off the coast of Sicily made a curious discovery. Buried amongst other artifacts were 39 ingots of a strange red metal. Professor Sebastiano Tusa claimed the metal was the mythical orichalcum, believed to have been mined on the island of Atlantis. This alloy of copper, zinc, lead, iron, and nickel was described by the philosopher Plato as the source of wealth for the sunken civilization. Does this prove Atlantis existed? And if so, how did it disappear? The earliest and most comprehensive account of Atlantis is from Plato's works Timaeus and Critias, written around 360 BC. For many, from Greek philosophers to modern historians, Atlantis was nothing more than an allegory for pride and the opposite of the perfect Athenian society. When Poseidon destroyed Atlantis, it was a just reward for the Atlanteans' greed. However, there is historical evidence of similar ancient civilizations being devastated by cataclysmic events. The Thera volcano on the modern Greek island of Santorini is believed to have erupted sometime in the 2nd millennium BC, and with such force that the following earthquake and tsunami practically destroyed the Minoan civilization. And the city of Helike, southern Greece, in 373 BC was likewise destroyed by a tsunami, believed at the time to have been caused by its citizens' pride and Poseidon's wrath. With these historical precedents, it's not hard to see from where Plato drew inspiration for Atlantis. However, the notion that Atlantis did indeed exist is relatively modern. 19th century author Ignatius Donnelly is credited with beginning a fascination with the sunken continent that endures today. Donnelly stated that all ancient cultures, including Egypt, descended from the people of Atlantis. His contemporary, historian Augustus Le Plongeon, claimed that the Atlanteans were actually Mayans traveling east towards Egypt. But where exactly was Atlantis? The island continent, described by Plato as being larger than Libya and Asia Minor combined, has been located everywhere, from the Caribbean to the Philippines to just off the coast of Ireland. The most common location is the one proposed by Plato himself, the mid-Atlantic, roughly where the Azores Islands are today. Skeptics propose that it is impossible for a continent to simply sink, as tectonic movement is a matter of plates colliding, forming mountains, or sliding underneath one another over periods of millennia. However, proponents of Atlantis have pointed out that continents have broken off and sunk in the past, such as the recently discovered Zealandia. And a large underwater plateau, approximately 300,000 square miles, has been discovered in the area where Atlantis is believed to have been. This would conform to the theory proposed by author Tom T. Moore that a continent stretching from the Caribbean to 30 miles off the coast of Africa sat on top of the mid-Atlantic ridge. He says that when a line of volcanoes running the length of the continent erupted, the continent sank, leaving behind a few island landmasses that we see today. The subsequent shift in sea levels resulted in the biblical flood of Noah. A Norwegian polar expedition in the mid-1890s discovered evidence of sea creatures usually found in shallow water at depths of nearly 3,300 feet, seemingly supporting the theory of a rapid continental sink. So if Atlantis was indeed real and located in the middle of the Atlantic, where did the inhabitants go? Well, according to Plato, they all perished as the island sank into the ocean. However, 19th century scholar Brasseur de Bourbourg maintained that the surviving Atlanteans fled westwards towards the Americas, becoming who we now regard as the Mayans. One of the more widely held beliefs, however, comes from the American mystic Edgar Cayce. He maintains that there was a sizable landmass in the mid-Atlantic which was broken up by a shifting of the magnetic poles. And according to authors D.S. Allen and J.B. Dallaire, such a shift can only be brought about by a celestial body with massive magnetic pull, in an event they call the Phaeton disaster. Author Greg Jenner claims that the planet Nibiru, while straying near Earth, triggered this change, initiating a series of damaging natural disasters that were felt around the world and destroyed Atlantis. Yet for all the interpretations, research, and books written on Atlantis, there is little to no solid evidence to suggest that a great society simply disappeared. No official oceanographic or deep-sea expedition in the proposed sites from Plato onwards have revealed evidence of human habitation matching the stories. And archaeologists like Ken Feder say there is simply nowhere that a place larger than Libya and modern-day Turkey combined could disappear to without trace. Those who believe Atlantis kick-started Western civilization, such as noted New Egyptologist Graham Hancock, have had to reorganize established history for Atlantis to fit in. But supporters have refused to give in, and they continue the search for a history lost to the sea. Professor Charles Hapgood claims that Antarctica was once home to an ancient civilization. Its citizens fled or perished when natural disasters transformed the continent into the 14 million square kilometers of dangerous icy terrain that remains today.